Stephen Smith here from TCTS Group's Road Safety Division, and October is Tyre Safety Month. So Road Safe NI, Northern Ireland's leading road safety charity, are hosting a number of events throughout Northern Ireland in conjunction with the PSNI Roads Policing, PCSP and ourselves, TCTS Group. So what we're going to do here now today is we're going to put up a quick video of how to check your tyres and advise people on the best way of checking the tyres in your vehicle. And a massive shout out and thank you to the Douglas Garage, Kyle Douglas, who is allowing us to use his premises today to use the vehicle lifts. Okay, so let's go look at a couple of tyres. So guys, one of the issues that we have through our vehicle examination division is this year alone in 2018 we've examined over 180 vehicles and 73 of them had defective tyres. Whether the tyre has been worn below the legal limit, whether it's the wrong rotation on the wrong axle or wrong side axle, whether the tread has been lifting or a bulge or cut in the tyre. Okay, so when we're speaking to some customers, we always ask them, you know, how do you check your tyre to miss that? And they always say to us, well, the problem is, how can I check the tyre on the front axle of this vehicle? So a wee tip that we're going to give everybody is that we're going to lock the steering out to either a full right hand lock and then a full left hand lock. I'm going to use my beautiful assistant, Mr. Kyle Douglas. Kyle, can you give me a first left hand lock please? So guys, as we can see now, we have full access to the whole width of the tyre, okay? And we're going to be checking the tyre throughout the full circumference of the tyre. Some people always ask me, well, how do I now check the bottom end of the tyre? And very simply, we can pick up the valve stem on the side of the rim, and if we do a half rotation, the valve stem will now be here. And that there gives us a good indication of how to check the front tyres. Another very important bit with the tyres, guys, is your pressures, your air pressure, inflation of the tyre, okay? A lot of tyres wear because they're driven underinflated or overinflated. And then we have some vehicles like this here that have tyre monitors built into the vehicle, onto the dash and warning lights. So Kyle will just show us one of them now.
Hello there, my name is Kyle Douglas. I'm the owner of the Douglas Garage. Today I'm going to show you how to reset your tyre pressure light that comes up on the dash. On some vehicles, whenever you have it set correct, the light will automatically go off the dash, but on this specific vehicle and on some vehicles you will have to set them manually. On this vehicle you'll have the option done through either the radio or there will be a button along either side of the gear stick. On this one you will click car, you'll have an option in here for settings. You'll have various different areas to go into, but today we are doing tyres. You click tyres and then click set. Do all 4 tyre pressures match the required values, and this is very important. You will need to make sure that you have the tyres set to the correct value. When you do have them set to the correct value, you then can click confirm. This will then take the warning light off the dash locks, and you will be safe then to drive again. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kyle. So that's what we're talking about tyre pressures. If we come to the back of the vehicle, guys, the front of the vehicle is actually a lot easier, obviously, because we can lock the steering out. But what do we do in the back axle of some of these cars? So this isn't a modified vehicle, this is just standard spec. And up around here, it's very hard for us to get in to do what we call the 20p test, which we'll talk about very shortly. So I can get my hand in here, and I can feel that, yeah, we seem to have thread. But again, I can't get on in, or I can't see the inner side of the tyre. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to pop this vehicle up onto the lift, and we're going to go a wee bit more in depth into tyre and tyre safety. So guys, just to continue on, a lot of vehicles that we've examined which have defective tyres and the owner or the operator doesn't know that they have a bad tyre is because they can't see in at the inner end of the tyre, okay? So that's why we're going to put the vehicle up in the lift for this example, and that's why it's very important to go to someone like the Douglas Garage, a qualified vehicle technician or a safety tyre centre, for example, that can put a vehicle up in the lift so we can rotate the tyre, especially on the inside. So follow me a wee second, John. Up on this, as we can see, guys, we can rotate the wheel. Your tyre safety centre can do it, or your local garage such as the Douglas Garage here in Maguire's Bridge. One thing that Kyle is very strict on is tyres, brakes and suspension, and that's why it's vital to get a vehicle up onto the lift. If we come around here another second, John, as I was talking about a half rotation, we have our valve stem here, and if we turn the tyre a half a rotation, now this bit of the tyre that was at the top is now at the bottom, so we can have a good view of it. Now, why is this important? Because this vehicle here is a good example. If we come around this side of the vehicle, same tyre again, But if you get a wee close up here, John, this is the tyre, axle 2 near side, that I put my hand in at the top, and I thought, okay, I can feel some sort of tread. But as we can see here in the centre of the tyre, it's actually worn below the legal limit on the very centre. Now remember guys, the first clip we showed was with the vehicle down, with the weight on the suspension, and we could barely get our hand in on top of it. So it's a great idea to go to one of your tyre safety centres, or the likes of any of your local mechanics, qualified technicians here like Kyle, at the Douglas Garage and McGuire's Bridge. Come right here, John, another second. So tyres just aren't all about the tread depth, guys, okay? We have, for example, rotational tyres. Some are dual and some are just for one side. So what happens there, if we mix our tyres up, for example, if we get a puncture, the likes of BMW rear wheel drive, what we're going to do now is we're going to actually suck the water in underneath the tyre, and it's going to actually leave the vehicle to aquaplane, okay? When a tyre tread depth is on correctly, it's going to disperse the water out from underneath the tyre. Another thing I want to point out is, if my arm is the road, this is the only contact we have between the vehicle and the road. We can talk about suspension, we can talk about ABS, we can talk about EBS, we can talk about anti-spin regulators, we can talk about all the safety features of a vehicle. But let's be honest, this is the only bit that makes contact with the road. So another main issue with a lot of vehicles now, especially for the annual test, where they're being failed on or getting an advisory notice, is the likes of wheel fixing it, which is wheel security. We have here in this vehicle that Kyle was working at, he spotted that we have a missing wheel stud. A lot of the time we would find that it could be the locking stud, because guys lose their locking device. And again, that's another issue on the roadside. So remember guys, the tyres that we've already spoken about, the one that we showed you already on this vehicle on axle 2, will attract 3 penalty points and a £60 fine. So another thing also guys with tyres is that the minimum tread depth for a tyre on a private vehicle, private car, is 1.6 mil. That's the minimum. That's not a target. It's not a limit to try and get it down to 1.6 mil. One of the things is we have a tyre here, and if we measured over the circumference, around the circumference of the tyre, on the width of the tyre, we have a couple of locations where it's beneath 1.6 mil. But one thing that always happens, a lot of drivers out there, depending on numerous factors such as suspension, overinflation, poor tracking, we come across issues like this, okay? Wire or cord exposed. Now remember, if that was on the inside of the BMW, as we already spoke about, when the weight's on, our hand's only going to get in as far as here, and there's no way that we would catch that. If you're stopped on the roadside or in an accident, and maybe even an examination for your insurance, the vehicle is in a roadworthy condition, and we have cord or wire exposed, which will attract 3 penalty points to the driver as well. So please remember, it's not just about your minimum tread depth, it's also about the condition of your tyre. Okay, tell me this, you work with these vehicles day in and day out, yeah?
Yes.
What are the main things that drivers and vehicle owners overlook coming into this time of year?
Well, Stephen, not only have we already discussed the importance of keeping your tyres right, you have the likes of bulbs, simple thing as wipers, and simple thing as your levels. A lot of people get a wee bit nervous in a sense when it comes to bulbs. They don't bother changing them, maybe because they're afraid of getting them electrocuted or afraid that they can't get their hands down. Don't be worried, call around. I'm here Monday 9 to 6 o'clock, Monday to Friday, and I stock nearly every variety of bulbs.
Okay guys, so we hope that helps, and remember that throughout the month of October is Tyre Safety Month, and Road Safe NI, Northern Ireland's leading road safety charity, are holding and hosting a number of events throughout Northern Ireland. So next Saturday the 20th of October, in Asda and Enniskillen, we will be holding a free vehicle winter safety check in conjunction with PSNI Roads Policing education officers who will have the crash car simulator down. We will have vehicle examiners from TCTS Group. We will have mechanics from the Douglas Garage. We'll have Kyle himself down on Saturday to give us a shout out. And what we're going to do is free winter safety checks. We're going to be checking lights, tyres, booster seats and cars for kids, spare wheels, and giving your vehicle a quick check over, especially regarding the tyres, because it is Tyre Safety Month. So if you want a free check of your garage, or if your vehicle, call down to Enniskillen as the car park, and we'll take a wee courtesy check. So again, as we said, Road Safe NI, Northern Ireland's leading road safety charity, and a massive thank you to Kyle Douglas from the Douglas Garage and McGuire's Bridge, who let us use his lift so we could demonstrate how to check tyres correctly. Anyway, that is all. Thank you. Get that, John?
Yeah.